So, on August 17th, 2025, one of YouTube's biggest stars, Rathee, launched his very first startup. And what started out as this celebrated new solution for his millions of fans, well, it pretty quickly ignited a firestorm. It's become this fascinating case study in tech, competition, and just how fast a story can completely flip.
This was the big idea, the core vision for a new product he called AI Fiesta. It was pitched to millions of his followers, and you gotta admit, the idea itself is simple and pretty powerful. Let's bring all the world's best AI models into one place and slash the price for everybody.
The whole product was framed as the answer to a super common frustration, one that, creators and anyone who uses AI a lot knows all too well.
He described a problem that's probably really familiar to a lot of you. You've got one AI for writing, another one for research, maybe a third for coding. And to get the best results, you're constantly jumping between tabs, copying and pasting, trying to compare answers. It's just a huge waste of time.
And this is where the sales pitch became crystal clear. He just laid out the math. If you wanted to subscribe to all these top-tier AI tools yourself, you'd be shelling out around $110. That's almost 10,000 rupees every single month.
AI Fiestas offered just sliced right through that cost. Instead of nearly 10 grand, it was just 999 rupees a month for access to all of them. I mean, the savings were impossible to ignore.
The whole package was really compelling. You get a single interface, a bonus ebook full of prompts, and, this is crucial, easy UPI payments, which is a huge deal for users in India. So, as you'd probably expect, the initial reaction from his audience was just overwhelmingly positive.
But that first wave of praise, it didn't last very long. It was almost immediately hit with some sharp, pretty detailed criticism from the tech community.
Almost right away, critics on platforms like X started pointing out that, hey, AI Fiesta isn't exactly a new idea. They brought up a more established competitor, a tool called T3 Chat, which already did pretty much the exact same thing.
And when you put them side by side, well, the core issues for the tech audience really come into focus. This competitor, T3 Chat, it wasn't just cheaper. It also offered a higher token limit for usage, more models to pick from, and, this is a big one, a free version for people to actually try out.
And to make matters even worse, in just a case of unbelievably bad timing, right after the launch, ChatGPT's parent company, OpenAI, announced its own official plan for India. And at just 399 rupees, it was less than half the price of AI Fiesta, which just poured more fuel on the fire.
That token limit became a major point of conflict. So for a little context, tokens are basically the little units of data that AIs process. And tech commentators were arguing that a limit of 400,000 tokens a month is just way too low for any serious or professional user. You could burn through that in just a few days of heavy work.
The criticism, it soon moved beyond just price and features. It started to focus on the fundamental nature of the technology itself, and that led to a much bigger conversation.
This is where tech experts began explaining that AI Fiesta wasn't a new AI at all. It's something called a wrapper product. Basically, it doesn't generate its own answers, it just wraps the core technology from companies like OpenAI and Google into a different, unified interface.
And this kind of business model has a huge built-in vulnerability. Your entire business is completely dependent on other companies' APIs. As one tech commentator, Salakana, pointed out, if those big companies decide to change their terms or just shut down API access, your product is pretty much dead overnight. You don't own the core tech. So this led a lot of respected reviewers, like Rakesh from Gone Therapy, to a pretty simple conclusion. Sure, the tool might be okay for casual use, but for any kind of serious professional work, it just wasn't robust enough.
Heck, even the bonus gift, the ebook of prompts, got picked apart. Critics showed that modern AIs are perfectly capable of writing their own detailed prompts. You can literally ask ChatGPT, hey, write me a super detailed prompt to generate an image of X, and it will often give you something way better and more specific than a pre-written book.
Okay, so what's the big takeaway from all this? From a consumer's point of view, the choice got really complicated, and it really highlighted what different kinds of users actually value in an AI product. For heavy AI users, the decision really boils down to a couple of critical things. Price and token limits are just paramount. And on those fronts, AI Fiesta just couldn't compete with another option that offered a way better deal on the very metrics that power users care about the most. The narrative shifted so incredibly fast. I mean, look at this timeline. In just a few days, the whole conversation went from a celebrated launch by a massive influencer to a case study in market competition, technical scrutiny, and what a tech product even is.
And all of this leaves us with one critical, lingering question. While having a single interface is convenient, it means you're centralizing all your prompts and data with a third-party service. And that raises some serious security concerns that were never really addressed. It kind of makes you wonder, in this big race for convenience, is our data the real price we're paying?